100%. So nope. We're gonna say nope, failure. Let's try this as Egypt. Live and learn. Ready, steady, cook. Check that we actually can do it as this. Yes, okay. Then go. No, that's probably about it. Now, who's actually strong? And what can we build? Not a lot. How are we going to approach this cap? We've got a much higher... Well, 2 points higher version of that. Can I afford to demilitarize? Hopefully, yes. So I'd actually prefer this to be this. But we don't know about mass conscription yet. Yes, we do. So why won't you let me have that? It's not... I thought it said... Okay, not part of it. For some reason I thought it had said not part of our tech. So trade unions or the... Come on. Yeah, it looks like the farmers. So can we get the farmers in Gov? Good enough. And then what do we actually want? Well, we want to progress towards this and then this again. So much more efficient for killing these off. Okay, having killed half of, or probably 3/4 of our army realistically, we actually are in the money again. Egyptian workers unite. So what do we want? We want to try and get whoever is big and strong. You go away. We want you to be in everyone else. Start balancing your fraction of the pie into literally anyone that isn't you. And then if I could afford to do without some of these extra taxes. Which is apparently you, then I could also prop up the one that we want to win. at the moment. Which is you. And then we hope this graph goes up. The people cry out for censorship. They yearn to be oppressed. 81% chance. It would also help our bolstering. Maybe we should do that first instead of this then. Fine. The people long to be oppressed. Who am I to tell them no? Hey, Isotoluan. Well, we're trying. Not necessarily succeeding, but we're trying. There's still too many of these. Gives us a bunch of extra money to work with. At least one university to start with, but then we'll do the others. So why isn't the display... Well, for one, because we have a boss. Right? If it would stop showing me this because I'm clicking on that thing down there. This guy, who I should be improving with, is our boss, if I recall correctly. Oh, I thought they were our boss. Well, shows you what I know. Maybe he does attack me, but as long as he only takes this, and you can only take like 2 or 3 states at the start, then I don't care. As long as he takes these 3 and not like this, he can attack me all he wants. What we could also look at it is who hates this guy. Yeah, they shall all die sooner or later. So who doesn't like you, naturally? Probably Russia. Just worth the risk? Well, for what we're doing, yes. We don't care if we lose, you know, all of that land, a little bit of down here. As long as we just keep one, and it has our unis, we're happy. I am, as a general, like, I don't particularly enjoy the military in this game. I don't think, particularly well done. I can see what they're trying to do and why. I don't particularly enjoy it, though. Like, if you look at the MP we did yesterday, that's still up on the Twitch VODs, especially egregious example is at the end. The player that was Sikh Empire, which he had control of, like, this section of well, he naturally owned this. He was in a war where he controlled this, but he was 1 tile away from taking land in the state he needed to take to get war score, ticking war score. And instead of doing that, it would keep attacking everywhere else except that one place. Like, he literally fought his way through another quarter-ish of India before it finally advanced one tile over here to give him his ticking war score. And there are all sorts of situations like that where the way that what seems like there's a Hoi 4 system hidden under here that you just can't see, with auto front lines and units running around that you just can't see, it doesn't feel great in those situations. The game does feel great for a make money go up, make number go up game. We can afford like 3 more of those, and then no. It doesn't help that we've just bankrupted ourselves on wood a bit. Yes, that can handle it. So these are going to have to wait till we get the wood. Line go up is an excellent source of serotonin. Number go up good! Actually, I could afford slightly more, because we're at full money, but we're not at we're not earning a deficit. So a little bit more is okay. Something like that feels about right. Wood is officially critical. Fine, then this is going to have to wait a little bit. It will have to go more like that. Well, we'll see if we can get some lathe workers once we've got wood up and running after the unis, because getting the tech is I think number one. And you are the wrong one. It's meant to be you. So I deserve an idiot there. Exclamation mark idiot. I mean, I could do this just to complete the journal entry and then get rid of it. Because 10 paper doesn't make a real difference to the nation, whereas the tax difference does. One of the best features is switch side option. Sorry, I don't understand what you're getting at there, Remy Gursgid. And hello, woe is me. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We have an excess of hardwood, so we should look at rebalancing some of these. You know what? You can deprioritize softwood. Is it any good? You were considering getting it. If you enjoy the war aspects of the other Paradox games, so the microing your units around and moving them around, I would say this is less for you. If you enjoy the nation building aspects of, say, Hoi, where you're building all your factories, making sure you have the right resources to be able to build the things you want. If you enjoy that same sort of thing in either Stellaris or EU, then this could very well be the game for you. It's much more about economy and nation-y building than it is about warring. At least to me. There was someone, we were playing a great big MP yesterday, and he actually loves this new system for how units move around. He completely loves it more than the... And I can understand his point. He loves it compared to if you are a big nation in EU4 or something, or doing the manual micro in Hoi, you will have hundreds to thousands of units, and you will have to micro them across thousands to tens of thousands of tiles, and that is just sort of tedious, busy work to him. And I can totally appreciate that view. I think there's probably a correct point in the middle between needing to micro absolutely everything and not having any ability to micro at all. Hoi is probably closer to that correct point. There are still things I don't like about the Hoi system, but the EU4 you must do all the micro, although these days that's not quite true because you can click automate armies, versus this system you cannot micro anything. I feel there's probably a better balance point in the middle. Why is that state in Brazil a different color? Presumably because it's a rebellion. Or else it's their trade state. Yeah, it's their trade state. Sure thing. Secular, not clergy. You hate having to mobilize all generals and one by one assign them? Yeah, there's a lot of personal taste in it. And there are people that say that that's where the Hoi system sits. There are some people who say that the Hoi system sits there and it sits right. I don't quite agree. There are some of the automation in Hoi feel stupid, that the AI does a poor job of that automation, and then I personally feel punished if it does a bad job of automating, because it feels to me like I'm being punished for not doing the microing. and yet it tries to force you into using the automation system, because if you don't set up all the front lines and planning things, you don't get the planning bonus to attack and defense. So it, it doesn't let you do no interaction with the automation system, and it doesn't let you, well, I feel it doesn't let you feel completely happy if you let the automation system do everything in Hoi. I mean, maybe the answer, Sir JMO, is just that there's like shift select, where you can select multiple people. So maybe if you like click this and you hit shift, and then you click this and you hit shift, and you can go shift, 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 and then you can click the assign button and it will assign all the ones that you've selected. Maybe it's something as simple as that. To help along that system. Nope, we're still short, and even when all these are built, we're still going to be... Even when all of these are short, we're still... Well, even when all those are built, we're going to be short. Yeah, I think it shows promise. I do think the game shows promise. I would like improvements to the diplomatic system. I would like improvements to the war system. But I quite like the economy system as it stands. Better naval battles? You love the economy and are really enjoying it? Great to hear. Well, apparently we've brought balance to the... I'm surprised. So push these ones down to the bottom then. No, it's just not yellow. It's not that it's good, it's just not yellow. Honestly, I'd say learning eco is probably relatively easy as Britain's little minions, because you learn about how it is to be in someone else's market. Cuba is similar. Cuba's got most things that you could want, the ability to produce, and yet you still learn about how a market works because you're inside Spain's little market. You don't have to worry about having your own army because Papa Spain's going to protect you. No, China is monster. All the New World, all of this does not have enough arable land, right? This one state, 900 arable land. Texas? $70. Texas plus Florida? 150. This plus this is several times larger in terms of land than this. It's certainly not the case that this has more useful farmland than all of Australia and New Zealand by a factor of like 5. The way this is balanced is just... China is the true monster. China, and to a lesser extent, India. Because this province and this province are really good. It should be more fertile. Yeah, and there are fertility modifiers. There are state-based modifiers that say any farm you build here is 20% more effective or whatever. Right? There are totally provinces like that. Where's this one? Here. Agricultural throughput, 25% better. Isn't Australia kind of arid? Most of things that aren't within 50 kilometers of the coast here, but actually if you look at the map like we are now, you can see there's big sections of this that are green. This whole bottom like quarter is more or less green. And big sections of this coast are green. Similarly, basically all of New Zealand is green. There's a reason why a pretty significant proportion of the like world milk and cow and stuff come from here. Totally not going to argue with you that a lot of the inner is desert, and that gets represented in game. Australian desert, agricultural throughput, infrastructure cost, how much work it takes to build things here, and these 3 states get it. Okay, we got to look at something else to add to the building list. What do we actually need? Furniture would be nice. So would some clothing. So would some fabric. So, do we need meat? No, we don't need meat though. Can we do cotton then? Welcome Lower Egypt to some cotton. So 7 and 8 is 15. That gets us up to 85. 86, 87, 88, 89. '91, '92, '93, '94. So that puts us slightly over, but it's just about perfect. I guess we cancel one of those. True enough, Antares. You could make the argument that, like, this stuff is much more suitable for growing crop than a bunch of this stuff that has greenery. And there is certainly a significant extent to that is true. The way you would have to implement that in-game, though, is then you would need different classes of arable land. You would need arable land that's good for livestock, pastoral, you know. Tons of this, even the deserty bits of this, there's like, well, not the like 100% desert, but the region that's like in between the really green bits and the deserty bits, there's sort of the equivalent of African savanna, right? Not amazing for farming, but you could totally just throw thousands of cows there across a couple of tens of thousands of square miles or square kilometers, and the cows will do the job. Savannas. And you would need 2 different kinds of arable land to represent that. You would need one that's like you can have grazed mass pastoral, and one that's like intense intensely used rather than big dispersedly use. Do. The good old civilization pasture farm distinction. It's the difference between a polder and having a cattle station out here where you have, you know, probably land that is larger than some of the smaller European countries as a single cow farm. That's very probably true. Wonder what is Australia's largest cattle? Australia largest cattle station area. It is larger than Israel, as an example. Larger than Israel. Nations by area. What other nations is it bigger by? They're beef cattle, Antares. They're not milk cows. They're not milk cows. They're beef cows. It's also bigger than... Where was Israel on this list? Oh. It's also bigger than Slovenia, New Caledonia, Fiji, Kuwait. Let's start that next tech. East Timor, Jamaica, Kosovo, Lebanon, Cyprus, Palestine, Luxembourg, Mauritius, Dominica. The Ottomans aren't having much fun from Russia. No, they aren't. Russia wants to become Third Rome again. What are you fighting for? Yeah, they're not. I mean, technically they'd need this first, but they're not trying to become Third Rome. Anyway, once these two are done, what else do we need? More clothing, but we're building the more clothing. I would say more this, but that means that we need even more timber. And there's not really very much space left for more timber. How's fish doing? Yeah, fish is short as well. You can have one fishy. Fishy, 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 fishy. Okay, and once all those are done, we can take a look at maybe doing some furniture. We could swap over to militia like we wanted. Alright. Except no one really likes it. Isolationism, don't care. We could move to consumption-based is bad. We could move to serfdom abolish first. How far away is that tech? Ages, so we might as well move to serfdom abolished first. I can accept that authority tank. One fish, one government building. I mean, I enjoy no army. Because I don't really like the army system, Isotolin, so I tend to go with kill this, only have these. Or if you are going to have some of these, have just enough to hold the border whilst these raise. I much prefer the national militia to professional army. Army is an expense, and it's an eco game, so eliminating that expense, except when you actually are at war, sounds smart to me. Maybe if there was some sort of bonus where conscription center units are worse than standing armies. But as it is, they're just the same. Yeah, we could do that and get some coal. Wait, do we not produce any furniture? We do not produce any furniture. $10, $14. I need 2 less. Goodbye. And then the furniture works. Just the same, that's odd. Any veterancy modifiers? Not that I'm aware of, Sir Jamo. Not that I'm aware of. But I'm totally still learning the game too. So it may just be that I don't know. It can totally be that I don't know. As far as I can tell, there is no difference between... Pretend we had a barracks unit using this. Like, if you're using the same production methods, as far as I can tell, a barracks unit and a militia type unit are the same. Do 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 do. What's this? No, Britain's attacking the Ottomans, not me, that's fine. We're massively overproducing that kind of wood now, so we should come in here and make sure that the new ones of these prioritize the correct kind of stuff. Actually, that's about perfect now. Yeah, I find services to be one of the more point-efficient ones, Isotolene. Oh my god, they want me to stop making guns again. Fine, we'll slow down our gun production. Well, the taxing things has two uses. One, to discourage your population, to help manipulate the market price. And two, to give your nation money. Now, usually you're doing it for the money reason, let's be honest. But it does also have the help manipulate the market price of stuff component. To manipulate your pops into purchasing some other kind of luxury or good rather than the kind that you're taxing. That should only leave us ever so slightly above balance. Poor Ottomans. Trying to get these guys to get bigger isn't really doing much. But pushing these guys down is working. Maybe I should be suppressing these two instead of pushing this guy up. So now I have slightly not enough to do this because of that event. We could live without... We can live without taxing coffee. If it helps us push you down as well. The other thing that would help push them down is deleting off any spare generals, and we really don't need more than like 2, honestly. So especially if you're part of the militarist group. How do I tell what group you're in? Armed forces, yep, get rid of you. Armed forces, yep, get rid of you. I wonder if you can just close this and roll it again. No. But if the landowners are happy... No, they're not happy enough, so we can't do that. I was thinking we could try spamming out generals until we can manipulate them into being the right faction. Hey, Foofy. I enjoy the game in terms of the make eco go up numbers. Either this one, or this one, or this one. Not so much this one. I don't like the game in terms of warfare terribly much, I'm sad to say. That said, remembering it how, like, I like it more than CK at release. I like it more than Stellaris at release, maybe? I like sci-fi a lot, but I feel like there's probably a bit more variety to be had here than in Stellaris, where everything was a bit more same-ish. So I think there's probably a bit more replay value here than in Stellaris. By default, at launch. Certainly it's a lot more functional than Hoi and EU were at release. A lot less buggy. Not to say that it isn't buggy at all. There are some things, but you had the different FTL methods and that got immediately donked out. I agree. I like the other FTL methods. But it's too hard. It's too hard to balance 3 FTL systems. Imperator was very functional at release. I didn't like the mana systems in Imperator. It was... Now, like, in current Imperator, I really quite enjoy. Now that it's been reduced down to just the 1 mana system. And there are features of the Imperator system that have become standard now. The supply system from Imperator is fantastic. So much better than the EU4 system. And it was just cut and paste into the CK system. Absolutely cut and paste into the CK system. You don't play CK and haven't touched Imperator since release? I'd say go check out Imperator again, honestly, so JMO. Go check it out again. I haven't really touched CK since release. I might touch it again after the next big DLC. Not with the DLC, mind you, necessarily. It's not that isotolerant, it's whenever you toggle them. Whenever you change mode between them, it assumes that they were already where they were given an order. Is my understanding. No one is currently using tools, but we will be able to fix that. Actually, that means that these should kind of come first. They do, but our timber is at balance, right? Our timber is pretty much perfect at the moment. Oh no, it's slightly 1% scarce. No, the tools will be useful in the furniture places, though. So build the furniture places, get them filled up, and then give them tools later. There, that order. Start them, get them, make sure there's enough wood, then convert the tool, well, get the iron for the tool works. No, actually, no, the tool works first then. Then convert the tool works into using iron. And finally the coal for our city centers. Oh, come on, little guy. I need you to go up. Maintenance is minimum. Although what we could do is get rid of our... last couple of these. No, but we'll delete that in a sec. Technically, we could have 3 more construction works. But I kind of like it where it is. Oh, he wants to eat me. What do you want to eat? Give me back Palestine and Adana. Well, I guess you're getting Palestine and I'm not building those toolworks anymore. Sure, have them. Go away. You get your 1 province. I hope you enjoy it. We've got more flags. He's only got 1, but we've got 3. get this going so we can maybe ally Persia for the future. The heck? Why is Russia... Yeah, whatever. If Russia wants to eat that, they're welcome to eat that. Cheers, Jugshot. Thank you for the sub, mate. Did he make a puppet you with the land? No, he said, give me this or I fight you. And I said, okay, have this garbage. We get a 5-year truce. We should be fine. I'm doing what I can to make him happier. So hopefully he doesn't do it again, but... Sure, we'll flip over to producing those as well. We've got the hardwood. That means we now need to balance our hardwood again. Well, apparently, and our wood. So we'll wait for these ones to finish before we look at that again. How goes the bolstering? Like, effectively not at all. This is working. No, again, it feels like doing that is just not as useful as doing this. Maybe we should get rid of these as well. It's not like our navy is going to stop anyone meaningful. God damn it. I hate these rearranging, but whatever. Now, hopefully we get the good event here, or else it just outright wins the 1 in 10, but being realistic, hopefully we get the good event. So it's really a coin flip. Trade radicals for prestige. Why not? We'd like to become less religious, Antares, not more. So if giving away the Holy Land helps with that, so be it. Could Joe check if our cattle can eat more grain, and then they poop, and we use the poop to get the grain back. Wait for those two to balance with each other. Come on, fingers crossed. Could we kill off their last leaders? I definitely don't need these anymore, right? Not now that there's effectively only one of them. So, goodbye. Goodbye. Well, I should keep one. I should also look if we can get one that is the wrong kind of person. Or the right kind of person. No, they're both armed forces, so absolutely not. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come on. We got an absolute nothing roll. That hurts. That really hurts. Oh well. I need to quicken this up then, even if it means not suppressing them. This only taking like a year instead of 4. Except that those guys hate it so much that now it's 0. Okay, then goodbye to you. Why is that now 0? Maybe there was one of the invisible ticks that we'd been told about, and we're just going to have to wait for this again. Well, while we're waiting, is there another one that we can do instead? Yes, we can become even more racist. It's technically very popular. I don't really want the church getting more powerful there, and I don't want to colonize. But being even more authoritarian slash sort of bigoted could be helpful here. Quit it. You know what? No. We're having the guns. Deal with it. 3 times in a row they give us that event. Tough. I kind of want them all to come online at the same time because they're no use to me except all together so that we can then institute gas lighting. And then once that's done, what else would we like? Well, this should be ticking up. Oh yeah. Russia, everyone, all the Euros tend to go nuts down here and colonize everything. It tends to be a bit colour vomit. Guess we're gonna have to do without that fishing. Move that fishing over to here instead. I think that's only 2, not 3 of them. Which means we can go back to telling you to be less powerful. No, less powerful, not more. More powerful, not less. And who else likes this? For as long as this vote's going, try and manipulate them that way. His people here are a bit grumpy. Especially because they've enslaved them. So serfdom is abolished, but they do have slaves. Although so do we, so we shouldn't get on a high horse. Very good. National supremacy. We could try and either do this one again or get rid of the slaves. I'd need them to be happier, so we briefly pay them. I clicked the wrong wages. Oh, thank you. Whew. This will radicalize them. Okay, we got no hope of that. We can move towards legacy slavery. What else could we get done? Census suffrage. It gives up all of our autocracy bonus. Getting rid of the landowner strength from this one and moving it to intelligentsia strength sounds reasonable, though. So who supports this? You and you. Yikes, no. And that seems fine. Helps us get this done. Do it. And now that they're in the government, we don't need to pay them anymore. We tricked you in. Neener, neener, neener. Okay, we can go do the swapping of this to use the gas. should start to actually hire people. There is a CB foofy where you can kind of force people to give you military access, but you do have to fight them for it. We need some more demand for tools, so we boop that up. And this should quickly become more valuable. No, I'm not allowed to have that. It's already full. What we need is this just to get full of people. And the answer is there's not enough peasants there. So I should have built these down here. Whatever, gets done now. And then once that one's done... Actually, we could have 3. Well, 2 probably once we assume that those are getting more full. Coffee. If 2 produces 40, so 20 each. And we need 30, then 2 more. Could definitely have at least 1 more of those. I think 2 more. Maybe even just 2. Nah, they will fall. Okay, we've managed to make them not hate our face. So if we're forced to do this again, we want to improve with them sooner. That was perhaps a little bit my fault for letting them attack me. Please, success. Ugh, failure. Fine, give up. What can we do? Can we try the serfdom one again? Not unless we bring the intelligentsia back into government. which means we need to pay them. Trick them into government. And then stop paying them. Neither of those is critical. And getting rid of some more political strength of the church isn't entirely terrible. But that looks the best. If it fails, then we'll try the other one. Try the other one again. I guess we're just flipping between those two until we get it. I need some more building to happen, so more of this. I thought we had done enough down here, but apparently not. That still doesn't quite close the gap entirely, but halfway there. One more of those looks reasonable. Two more of these. And we're actually probably out of infrastructure there. Now, if we did this, we could convert the existing furniture... No, sorry, the existing textiles over to this. So I need 30. Which is basically 1. Sure. Nothing I can really do about the silk, I don't think, right? Well, no. How much silk would that use? $60. And how much silk is a single thing? So I need 3. Start demanding dyes. So that it's got a reason to produce. And then these ones too. So that it has even more of a reason to produce. Now, would I rather be short by one? No, I'd rather slightly overproduce than that massively under. No, because we don't like it because you can't delete things from his grid, so no. Because you can't delete things from it, so it's a garbage interface. Until they fix that, there's no minus sign, I don't want to use that interface. So Remy's saying, why don't we go use this one? And I say, because there's no minus button. There absolutely should be a minus button in here, along with a plus. Yes, please. Plus 20% chance. Fantastic. You know, if you like it, great. Use it. I'm not telling you not to use it if you like it. I don't like it. Not for what we've been doing. Yeah, the plus 20% was fantastic. Long may it continue. Not especially slip. It's pretty much the same. And the other thing about it, Remy, is that I'd agree more, except that you do still have to scroll this one. So there's no real difference between having to scroll this one and having to scroll this one. If this was so compact that it all fit onto a single screen, that would be strong motivation to use it, but it's not really a strong motivation to say, oh, you have to scroll this one, when you do have to scroll this one as well. It's less scrolling, but it's not no scrolling. Okay, we gotta get more of this on the go. Turn these over, because the silk should have been turned on. And now these should have a reason to have people. Fantastic. Same with you. Actually, we produce too much luxury clothing like that. So fine. Plain old boring clothing here. And that means we now overproduce the silk. Well, could we export silk? Sure, go for it. They'll probably chew up the rest of the disbalance here, so that works. Please? Please, British market, chew up the rest of that disbalance. What else could we actually do? Because we're being punished for not building. Now that I have dyes on the go, we could change any glasswork. That would completely oversupply porcelain. What about you? Even with this guy, it would make a slight loss. I like that more still. Makes the other one slightly more profitable. And then what we want is that. Yeah, so I want how much lead? 20. So 1 lead mine. We got rid of our serfdom. Fantastic. Now the other one we were looking to do was the which one was it? It was you. But this would make the landowners go ballistic. Because they are a little bit grumpy about having gotten rid of serfdom. The other one was the freedom of thought, wasn't it? So this to this one. So I need the intelligentsia to be better, but the church and the petite bourgeoisie to be worse. So I guess I just stop doing that for you. I temporarily say you suck. Chuck the intelligentsia in the government again. And then stop paying them. Although, realistically, we're making so much money we could medium pay them both. Now, if we got that lead mine up, we were going to convert this over to this. And it says that it's terrible, but then this will actually start filling up with people. Yes, we could definitely afford another, like 2 of these. Another 4 of those. become an opium den. I mean, the people want it. Who am I to demand to not give the people what they want? Each one is 20, and we need 40, so like 3 is good. Not 5, but 3. And then 2 more coal. Looks good. Now, how grumpy are they? Are they starting to forget about the last law? Yes. No, we don't really have... There's no point trying to move towards engines because we don't know about engines, right? We don't know about trains, so there's no point moving towards that. The best we have for making machinists are the textiles and furniture. Maybe soon glass makers from spread. Speaking of, we could boost this so we could get like 30 more-ish. Probably means we're going to run out of paper. Yes. There, that looks about right. Hey, Lou Dog. Thank you too. Hope you're having a lovely day. Come on, good roll. Neutral roll. Boo. In fact, it's actually bad roll. Well... No, I'd rather this. If they hate me more, they hate me more. But get these to tick over sooner. Now, who else is going to maybe want to eat me? We've got spare... We've got spare power available. Let's just suck up to the big boys to try and make sure that they don't want to come and eat me. I mean, being part of the Russian customs unit could have its advantages. What does their market look like? could provide them with lots of tobacco and... How the hell does Russia not have wood? Of all the things, Russia should have wood. I still think it looks like a better idea than not. I mean, it's actually really good for us if he doesn't have wood, because then we can make more wood and export it to Russia, which is sounds a bit like, you know, selling sand to these Middle Eastern states, but if his economy is screwed up that way, I guess why not? Go back to not paying these. Won't he flood me with cheap wood eventually? Hopefully. That would be good for us. We could get rid of our own wood and produce higher value things, instead of wasting infrastructure slots on wood. Luxury clothes? Also, is there more demand for porcelain now that we are... Oh my god, coal is critically bad. There is a bit more demand for porcelain, so I might be able to trade over the other one of these to also producing ceramic. Yep. Does make ever so slightly much more money. This should fill up. And there's definitely room to expand that. Beautiful. The fish is in balance almost perfectly. Then once this is done, we don't really need the unis anymore. They're just sort of bonus. I suppose we might be able to help try and... If we grab this one, we might be able to make people more inclined towards this sort of thinking. So I'd probably actually go for this one next. Yep, make them hate me in exchange for even... That was meant to be more chance of winning, not less. What's going on? Ah, they're too grumpy. They need me to pay them more. Fair enough. Look, I'm willing to pay you more. Come back into government. There we go. Kind of surprised that they don't like separation of power, but whatever. They're neutral on the topic. How's the sulfur market look inside our Russian sphere now? Am I blind? I'm not seeing sulfur. Sulfur? The heck? Oh, there's no demand or production. Fair enough. Oh, I hate that. It's my fault. Exclamation mark, idiot. I deserve it. At least we've brought this to where it needs to be. And that actually means that these are no longer needed because we've got the tech that was the necessary tech for this run. Might as well finish the ones that we already started. I reckon let this tick finish and then we'll try flipping our thing. You'd think with all these people employed in the unis, we'd have enough intelligentsia. Actually, maybe that's a reason to hire more, to make more unis, even though we don't really need the tech now. Just to buff out the number of people that should fall in the intelligentsia class, right? Actually, maybe. Politically inactive. Nope. Okay, so it's not worth... well, we'll look at these ones. Maybe this will give us a better idea. Yeah, they are intelligentsia and trade unions. So more unis would be good, even, like, good for getting more of the people in power that we want. for bolstering the size of this group. The Russian market is actually kind of full on these, so we should look if there's more tools that we can use somewhere. Mooch his glass. This one's definitely more. Then why don't you earn more if we do this? Because it would tank the luxury clothes market. Any political strength they possessed is wasted. There are some good tooltips. If tools are so overproduced at the moment, we should probably drop this back. So, politically activeness is dictated by education and how much wealth, as well as whether they're accepted within the current, like, do they follow the right religion and are they part of the right culture? Yeah, standard of living has an impact, and so the longer that these guys are employed in the uni, right, before they had no job, now they're in the uni being employed here, their wealth, I would expect, to be going up. Chops. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, but so did the intelligentsia. I don't need that authority. What we do need is to stop this and have a look if we can get the one that we're actually is our goal. So this, we now want. Trade unions want this, but they're the only ones. And they are still far too small. So who belongs to you? Some bureaucrats belong to them. Some clerks, some engineers, some academics. The biggest group here seems to be the clerks. In the universities and the urban centres and the government tax offices. So making this more urbane would be helpful. Check the machinist job, how their ratio looks. Machinists have a 70% chance of being in the trade unions. What do the clerks have? Our academics have a 6% chance, so considerably less. And what about those clerks? 30% chance. So the clerks and the machinists, where will we get the most machinists? I would have assumed making more furniture. And tools. Surely tools counts as machinists. Yes, so it's worth overproducing these tools even if it's punching ourselves in the foot in terms of profitability, just to get the right kind of pop. And then what? Then we want to convert that into chairs. Yes, into chairs. Yeah, there might be some other industries that we could help along, but what do we got? That's already doing the machinists. That gives us more... I mean, it loses tons of money, but it gives us more clerks. Shopkeeps? Shopkeeps? How do you... Come on, I want to know how you feel about us and what you're likely to be. They are likely to be industrialists, so that's not much use to us. This gives us some more machinists, so we should try and produce the sulfur. How much sulfur do we need for this? 30? I need 50 sulfur. I'm assuming that's 3, which means I have to delete some other things. I don't need these shipyards anymore, right? Nope, one of you can go. And if it's the only place that supports sulfur, then we're just going to have to make space. Like that, even if it means we have to rebuild the cotton somewhere else. Like here. Which now means you can wait, 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 you can wait. You cannot, you cannot, you cannot. These are cheaper to build in terms of construction cost than the furniture works, so we'll do these first. Then the furniture works. Then the coal. then the cotton, or then the textile, and then the cotton. As long as we aren't super short on cotton, and we aren't, we're still okay. Suppressing landowners, bolstering. You know, we don't really need to be bolstering you anymore. They're grumpy again. Can we make them ungrumpy by paying them briefly? Not enough. So because we used our royal prerogatives, they're grumpy, and there's not much to be done with them. The only people that are happy are the rural folk. This menu is the menu that's the worst for me for lagging. This whole government tab of this politics menu. School could be nice. So could getting rid of the where was the freedom of thought? So if I can convince these to come back in. And we work on freedom of thought. While we wait for our machinist ratio to come up and this to get stronger. Okay, the sulfur mines are almost done, which means we go here, and then we say these paperworks now use sulfur, even if it cripples our income. The sulfur mines should start hiring. And what do we want to do now that those are done and there's nothing that we're super interested in here? We might want to build some of those eventually. Wouldn't hurt. Slaves can only be hired if unemployed or working in a subsistence building. Okay, they're both doing what they want. An unemployed slave. Look, the labor market's really tough, even if you don't pay anything. Should I move up to this? It says it makes money and it employs shopkeeps. Shopkeeps, are you likely to be... I mean, it's still better that we improve those than... Yeah, I say why not? Why not? Why not indeed? The slave internship. Have you considered becoming a slave? We're offering slave internships. More machinists. Yep, we could definitely use more of those. It's probably marginally more useful than the coal. Arms industries too. Yeah, we threw them away because they weren't space for them here. I suppose we could move them to down here. Or even here. There's lots of space here. How low or short are we on them? Yeah, there is demand for gun. More machinists, good. It's a pity we don't know about the rifles and such, but this will have to do. So that gets these moved down. The leader of the intelligentsia delivered a fiery speech advocating for the enactment of separation. Either they gain popularity and interest attraction, or even more chance. I'd rather the even more chance of success for the moment. We needed to. I needed the space in this state for the sulfur. That's beginning to get a bit worrying. What can possibly be costing... Okay, the little bit of navy I have is still costing, so goodbye to you. There, now tell me I'm spending money on... How happy are the intelligentsia? Happy enough that I could drop this 2 levels. They're not so grumpy that they hop out of government. And that drops the deficit here back to a much more manageable less than a K. Is there anywhere else that could use our furniture? We could try exporting the excess. Export fancy furniture. Sure, Britain can use our fancy furniture. I think I could even afford to drop that one more without them hopping out of government. Yep. That means I could now afford 2 more of these. Get them done. How's the growth of the relative parties that we want going? Oh, they're strong enough to exist. Unfortunately, that now means that we don't want this anymore, or more accurately, we want you here. Ouch, rip. We want to stop doing this. If it doesn't succeed on this tick, we'll give up. Boo hiss, failed, we don't care. What we want to go and do is the actual aim. Oh my... No, it doesn't make them it will actually make the landowners critical. How critical? Are they going to rebel? We kind of also need to pay again, or else these guys are unhappy and going to oppose everything. Oh wow, that's still not enough. Actually, we're better off without them. As long as it isn't the landowners or the industrialists, we're allowed to rearrange however we want. So if you give us more... But you don't. What about you? No. I do need the trade unions in because they're the ones that actually want this thing. Nope. And what about the rurals? No. What if we get rid of the armed forces? No. No! I'm sorry! Exclamation mark, idiot. No! I didn't mean to do that. Come on, lag. Armed forces. And then not you. There we go. It's the best legitimacy we're getting whilst still having the group we need in power to get this done. Now, who hates this? You and you. So you guys don't get a say. If I can help it. It's probably more important to stop you than it is to raise here. Suppressing these two is probably more important than raising the other guy. And actually, if the intelligentsia aren't in over here, and they're already unhappy, there's no reason not to pay them. We are on world record pace. Only because there is no record. So current record is infinite time. I thought I was selling these chairs to Britain. Well, we'll sell them to Prussia instead. Excellent. Ah, it's doing both. It would be funny if the world record is around 24 hours. Why? Why, Dutchy? I don't get the... Why would that be funny? Now I don't really need these anymore because we've got our group up to 5%. Like, we might as well finish the ones we've started. But we can go back to actually earning money now. Instead of playing the I'm going to try and give whatever pops give me the demographics I need game. We definitely need more iron as well. I think we're going to have to bite the bullet and build the port. Possibly the same down here. go. That is more important than the cotton. And the mines can start before the ports, because the port is actually relatively quick to build. Something like that. None of this super duper matters. I guess building quicker would be nice. The canneries, and we'll have a look at if food is in demand in the market. I mean, food is a little in demand. What about alcohol? I'm blind. I'm not seeing alcohol. I see fine art. Can't believe there's anyone rich enough for fine art, but there is. Here's alcohol. Alcohol's also a little bit in demand. So we could do a food place. Yes! I don't care if the enactment time takes slightly longer if success goes up and they're happier. Like, that tripled the success. Okay, it's going to take 20% more to get a tick, but it tripled the odds of success per tick. Seems like a good deal. Should Brazil join the American market? The question for joining a market is always, do they produce things you need? Can you sell things to them? Or are they going to add so much bulk to your existing balance that it helps you, like, swap up and down PMs, and they absorb the difference in the meantime? Like, having a really big market is nice so that when you flip a bunch of stuff, like if you're averaging between 4 nations, if you flip something to use a new production method, then because of how much of that good the other people were probably already using, it won't set it, like the change in total usage won't be as high, so it won't disbalance things as much usually. Now, obviously there's chances that they used 0 of it, in which case you completely screw up in the same way. But if you're both using some of the thing, then it helps average stuff out better. So the shocks from changing PMs aren't as bad. We need a general. Blah, 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 blah. He becomes an alcoholic. No, yeah, we don't like that guy, whoever they are. We could see if there's a non-landowner. The downside, other than that, Vama, is can you be cut off from your boss, and are they going to be... Do you think that they'll be attacked such that their economy gets screwed over and occupied? So if you ally someone and they are someone that you think they're going to get like 40% occupied repeatedly, and their 40% occupation / being navally blockaded is going to screw up your access to / the balance of the market, then that should be part of your thinking. If it's someone that you directly touch, there's less to worry about there, because your trade with them can't be interfered with by sea. But unless your Brazil has already pushed its capital to technically touch America. Oh wow, Mexico's winning? No. He's attacking the Indians. That wasn't very nice of you, America. You have an argument. What's your argument, Nemoblob? I'm not going to claim to be a definitive... Crocs. Yeah, we have crocodiles. What about it? I don't... like, isotoluene. Go to the wiki. That's the sort of thing go to the wiki for, rather than asking me. Or else, open your Steam list and read through them. Don't expect me to know all these achievements yet. I don't. That's not reasonable. Okay, this should start rebalancing because the port should start providing that little bit of infrastructure and that little bit of market access. Can I afford to have them hate me by 3? Yes, I can. So we will acquiesce to those demands in order to get this done. Not all of the natives are decentralized nations. Messina here, he's a real boy. He's an unrecognized power, and he is like 90% slaves. Yeah. No, he's converted over to laborers. Good for you. Did you eliminate slave? No, here we go. 90% slaves. But, yes, there are real Africans. Real nations, not decentralized powers. So, there are ones that can't be colonized in the sense of tick, 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 tick up, build a colony. You can still be attacked by the Euros, for sure. Oof. Okay. Now, what's your question, Nemoblob? I don't know your question. You're gonna have to tell me what is your question. I certainly can't answer it if you don't let me know what it is. These aren't needed yet. Build the food first. We're angry. You aren't paying us. They're also grumpy that we still have slavery. We have workers' rights, but also slavery, yes. Well, that's what we're working towards. Workers' protections. You know, you can have slaves, but that doesn't mean you mistreat them by exposing them to dangerous work conditions. Minus dangerous work conditions and plus 10% minimum wage. I mean, technically they do get a wage because they get basically only enough wage to buy food. So that would help them. At least a little bit. You could have slightly less destitute slaves. It's not zero though, Remy. They do earn a slight amount of money because they have to be able to purchase food. It's probably more important to do you than the other one. But I'm apparently have the... Oh, the event that stole some of our authorities gone away. So I'm allowed to do both. Excellent. Yeah, if they didn't get any money, they would die from starvation. Essentially. So they have to have a little bit. They can have the crappiest of clothes, and they can have the crappiest of food, and that's about it, from memory. Who the heck? This guy. Okay. He's trying to push into the Dutch East Indies territory. Glass got expensive. Glass is pretty expensive, so is coal, and so is dyes again. We're producing dyes here? Where were we producing dyes? Here. Looks like we could support 4 more. That's more important than the cotton. That deals with the dye shortage. Coal. There we go. That's also more important than the cotton. Very good. There's a reasonable proportion of these guys. What do shopkeepers like? They like being politically inactive. You're politically inactive as well. We need to give them time to become richer. Well, expect away. We get the King Intervenes event. Now, as long as this doesn't push either of those to be ultra bad, and it didn't. Except that it... Where did the event go? Oh, come on! That was meant to be 20 extra chance. Boo! Or maybe it was 20 speed. Might have been 20 speed. I thought it was 20 chance. Anyway, the king intervenes is one of the best events for this sort of thing. We can food now. Even more machinists, yes. Even if it only just barely adds the tiniest bit to the economy, what it actually is doing is increasing the size of this group. How do tools look? Gun is still in the shortage. Tool is in a shortage. So can we go here and tell you to use steel, maybe? Absolutely not. That's more important than the cotton. So that's more tools, and the other thing was gun. So I guess like 2 more. Technically, we could have 2 more of these. That's also more important than the cotton. Oh, auto-picked the wrong one. Well, rip. Exclamation mark idiot, I deserve it. I should have paused and made sure I clicked the right one. That would have been a net 30 change in the odds of this. Very much an idiot moment. Exclamation mark idiot. I mean, a fair bit of it is that I don't know the events by yet, Antares. I don't know which are the default options. You know, in EU4, if an event pops up, pretty good odds that I know whether I have to click or I can just leave it to the side because the default option is the right one. I do not know that for here yet. But I could have chosen to pause and made sure it picked the right one. And that is on me. That's me being impatient. Yep, enactment time can go down. And if the landowners get grumpy, they get grumpy. Like, I'm not gonna fall asleep and be like tomorrow morning, oh, it was so terrible that I did that. But taking responsibility for when you do well or poorly, I think is important, and that is somewhere where I could have done better. You don't improve by abrogating responsibility. what's the current tool balance? Because honestly, freeing up a whole bunch of workers sounds good here, even if it does cost money. That way all the other things in this state can earn more money by virtue of not being short of workers. Yeah, this looks fine. Halfway through next year. And then after this one, what do I do? I'm kind of a bit tempted to... Well, yes, that. Actually, I'm extremely tempted by that right even right now. Yep. The other thing can wait. That's more important. What's happening in the world? Is anything interesting happening? He didn't actually eat the Indians. Hudson Bay Company is able to form Canada, and yet has not clicked the button. At least I think he should be able to click it. He's eaten all of the other Canadians. What about Australia? Yep, New South Wales has done the same thing. He's managed to eat all the others. Yeah, but they start as a subject, right? America tried to attack them, I thought, to annex them, not to attack their own subject to... Because there's no way at the moment to diplo-annex. There's only military annex. Right? In here, there's no, like, absorb them in a friendly way. The only way you can eat people is to... lower relations enough and then go annex your own subject with a war. No, that's terrible. We will accept the 10%. Well, there's empty categories, Xarxos. And they will be mine. Not this vile usurper. Tarkus, Arcus, 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 Arcus. Well, we're looking like maybe half an hour away. And I'll upload it and post it. And I don't see him online. Is there something in the queue waiting to be verified already that I just don't know about? You don't happen to need another mod to verify things, to change the order that things in the current list, or soon to be current list, get verified? So for those of you wondering, Zarxos is one of the mods for both the EU4 speedrunning community, the Victoria 2 and now 3 speedrunning community, and he is the lead Victoria 2 speedrunner. Will he be the lead Victoria 3 speedrunner? Or will that title perhaps go to someone else? We will see. And friend of the channel. Channel friend Zarxos. Damn it! He's saying he's not sure because I just submitted about 20, 25, 26 speedruns to the EU4 speedrun board, and he hasn't had time to check the Victoria one. This is the same Zarxos that made... Well, this isn't actually the meme at the moment, but we could go find the meme. Let me go find the meme. And then it was it called meme? No, what did it get called? I suppose it's quicker for me to just download it again. And as long as there's nothing ticking up, we've still got buildings going. This is still coming around. Up until that's about to hit, there's nothing really else that particularly matters. I got the sewerage. We can go back to doing that one instead. And I can find the post. Maybe. Really? I don't think I can afford the landowners to be grumpier at the moment. Well, we'll do it the other way. Okay. Do we get the lucky roll? That option is the correct one, I think. No, but we did get progress, so 10% better chance next time. Ah, here we go. It's called Blobber Meme. This one. Time to submit more speedruns. No, Blobber, please! And these are the various mods before I was also a mod. Oof. One a year isn't too bad. We might be able to get a little bit more legitimacy. So we should check if we can rearrange the government to get any more. Nope. Not that one, so not the rurals. I could try paying the intelligentsia some more and seeing if they will be happier once they're in. Nope. So we've done the rurals, we've done the intelligentsia, we can try the petite bourgeoisie. Also no. We can try the industrialists. Nope. So it looks like we are the best. Everyone else is unhappy and wouldn't join the coalition of the willing at the moment. We do need to do some more building because we're almost back up to cash cap. So what does the market need? We need more opium. No, there's people there, but there's no infrastructure. There is infrastructure available here. Let there be opium. Copium even, perhaps. Okay, so that will deal with what? There's 100 shortage if 3 produces 60. Another 3 will produce not enough, but 7 is about right. So we are producing about the right amount of increase. Sulfur, we need 90. But memory says there was... Yeah, this is already full. That said, we did complete the tech that gave us some more infrastructure capacity, so yes, we can have this. How much more can we fit? We need 90. Each one produces 10? No, each one produces 20. And if we need 90, that means we need 4 or 5. 5 fit perfectly. Done. Yeah, I feel like these things being RNG dependent is going to make speedrunning this game a bit less pleasant than EU4 in general, but... I don't think we're anywhere near... Considering that there's no record times, we're nowhere near the point of getting to complain about this RNG versus getting good at the game. Nowhere near. One day this will be a problem. For now, no. Once we've dealt with the sulfur, what else could we use? We could use some more coffee. Specifically, 70 more coffee. Which is about 3 more of these. And then... there actually should be space for lead again. Nope. No one wants to work in the port. Fair enough. We can't do the lead then. What's next? Coal. Coal was up here. There's enough space for one more. Where else was coal? Here. There's enough space for one more. Ain't opium good enough export? We are making more. Look, we just finished pushing opium up to meet the what was current demand. Now, whilst we've been doing that, market has moved to demand even more. So we could add in another 4 or 5, probably 4. Is this game similar to Hoi? It is similar in that it is about building buildings to enable you to empower your armies, to build armies and navies. In that sense, it is similar. How grumpy are the landowners? No, the landowners cannot be made more grumpy. The slaves must die. It's similar in that there is automated combat. However, there is, unlike in Hoi, where there is the choice to not use the automated combat and do the micro yourself. Well, tough luck. There is, you do not have that choice here. 100% of the actual combat micro is automated, and there's nothing you can do to interfere with that. All you get to pick is what fronts you put your armies on, and then it does everything else for you. It is different from Hoi in that it concentrates a lot more on economy in terms of building and growing your economy with different kinds of goods and stuff. It's not just like steel, tungsten, oil. There are many, 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 many more kinds of trade goods. You have to deal with food. You have to deal with a lot more kinds of trade goods and production chains. Oh. Oh. You do templates for divisions, yes. So you come in here and conscription center, and then you pick what your divisions are going to use for their weapons, and that changes their stats. So you can have them have no guns, they just use pointy sticks, and that gives them really crappy stats. Then you give them handguns, and they get these stats, and then you give them rifles, effectively, and they get better and better, sort of thing. Give them gun and bullet is better than just gun. And eventually you give them things like tank and oil. Similarly, changes with the cannons, how are you going to do reconnaissance on a horse, on a bicycle, using a car, or using an airplane, specialist companies, and how do you provide health care, if at all. And this will modify the stats of that particular unit. Does the combat have width? That is a bit more opaque at the moment. Seemingly, yes. but more in the sense of how many units will engage another enemy in a province is determined by the infrastructure in that province. Seemingly. I do not claim to have hard and fast knowledge of that is true, but I have heard that claimed by sources that I would put reasonable faith in. I assert without evidence. We were looking at doing... what? I mean, probably the building speed. And more infrastructure. So those new sulfur mines come online. Then what else do we need? We need even more opium. Yes, we need even more opium. We need another 200 opium. Well, we can have 3 more. There, what about here? We can have like 8 more. 6 is a nice number. The technology tree looks good. There's some things that are nice about it. There's some things that are a bit awkward. So if you go to the military one, these two make it look like they're separate, but the problem is you can end up knowing how... you can end up wanting to be able to use ironclads before you're able to actually make them. Or some other weird thing can happen over here where it's... yeah, if you came down this way, you could end up wanting ironclads before you're able to build them. Maybe the other way around is possible too, but you can definitely come down here and trigger the ability to use steaming ships for your ports. Need steamers before you unlock the steamer. So there are some that should have extra dependencies in here that don't. At least to my thinking. Well, we did not succeed. What about this? Yes. Okay, this looks like it's peaked and is going back down. And suppression efforts have reached their logical endpoint here. But if I stop, then they'll start ticking back up, and that's not really acceptable. What does the market need? It needs glass. Where is there space and workers for glass? There's some workers. It's going to have to be here. But we can only fit 2. Not even. We can only fit... no, we can fit 2. No, we can't. We can only fit 1. Well, you know what then? That's not worth putting there. Chuck them over here. landowners can't be made grumpy.
I've heard there are jobs here. I want to be a lion tamer.
Sure, we'll try and diminish the landowner's power. Why not? Okay, I was expecting something more than that. Well, whatever. Our efforts to undermine the landowner's reputation have been extremely successful. Gain authority, gain legitimacy. No, I want the legitimacy at the moment. I want this because that affects how quickly this happens, and that affects how soon we possibly get our win. It affects how often we get to do our coin flip to do we win. I did not really play Victoria 2 Raptor. I kind of didn't like the way the nations look pretty flat in Victoria 2. Even when you zoom in, they look like this. This even has more texture and gradient because, like, you can see that it's lighter on the inside and darker at the edges. In Victoria 2, it kind of just looked like someone had drawn an outline in MS Paint and then filled it with a bucket tool. And so I found the graphics a little bit off-putting. I also found the market system in Victoria 2 a bit off-putting because it made me feel like I should be doing calculus homework. Basically, in this game, it's all about making derivatives match, right? It's all about matching the input rate for this to the output rate of this, and there's no such thing as a stockpile. In Victoria 2, you can have a stockpile. So you can, for several years, be running a surplus of some good, store up that good, and then start running neutral, and then later in the future run a deficit. And the trouble with that is, at least for me, in a sort of obsessionist, perfectionist kind of way, that it makes me feel bad if I don't do the math for how to optimize buying and selling things to get the most profit, and that becomes a calculus problem because of the stockpile. I'm not going to say anyone else should or shouldn't like that. I'm just saying how I feel about it. If you like it, great. Nothing would be more miserable than hating everything. So, Prey-G, can we get our nearly 30% chance? Yeah, but we didn't succeed, but we at least got a progress tick. So next time it's 40% chance. But we're approaching full money again, so we should look at something else to build. What does the market need? The market could use more gun. There we go, 2 more gun. What else could the market use? Yet more opium. You barely... The leading speedrunner of the game says they barely even used the stockpile. Which just shows you how useless the level of optimization that my mind wanted to do was. And yet, my mind wanted to do it and felt bad for not doing it. Nah, we're full there. And then 2 more. To be fair, the economy was never his strongest suit. And apparently it doesn't need to be. I'm intrigued to know what you feel, Zarxos, about the new mill system. I'm not the biggest fan of the zero ability to micro your units. We played a really big MP yesterday, myself and a bunch of other friends / streaming friends. And there was one guy who was like, I absolutely love this not needing to do the micro. He thought it was the bee's knees. Most other people are slightly negative to vehemently negative. Yeah, reduce their approval, fine. Maybe pay slightly more so that they're not grumpy. You've been too tired from... Yeah. Well, you should be becoming the #1 Victoria 3 streamer, Zarxos, and... No. It's the weekend soon. You'll be able to play. So that's... I'd agree normally, Antares, but... So in this game is all about, like... The biggest limitation early game is the fact that you don't have railways everywhere. It is a game about the choo-choo train, right? Victoria 2, the choo-choo train is also very important. And so you want to stockpile the goods that let you build your choo-choo trains everywhere the moment that you unlock the tech. The absolute moment you unlock the tech, you want to basically be clicking tons of build railroad here, build railroad here, build railroad here, build railroad here. And to be able to do that, you need to have the stockpiled, like, cement and steel and whatnot. So being able to do that, have that big stockpile, means you can insta-industrialize. You enjoy chew food and you enjoy being able to live somewhere and eat. Fair enough. In Victoria 2, Jugshot? I don't know enough about Victoria 2 to know if US starts with railroads unlocked. I didn't think people did, but as I said, I didn't play tons and tons of it. I don't think I ever played the USA. I tried playing over here a bit, and I tried playing someone else. And I was just like, this isn't quite for me. We got another tick up instead of a success. Look at all these modifiers. Boo, never lucky, boo. Let's start paying even more then. Maybe lower taxes to try and get rid of some radicals. Actually, doing this would also be useful because of the 10% legitimacy, so it will help this go a little bit quicker. I probably should have been doing that sooner. Are we sieging the Parliament? Yes. We need enough siege ticks to pass before Parliament will... Parliament falls, we get 100% war score and get to enforce our demands of Enacting workers' protections. Can we build wine-making wheat farm somewhere? Thank you. And what about anywhere else? Not there because it's already got some. But Crete doesn't have any. And it has some available infrastructure. So Crete can become our wine center. Why not? We should bombard Parliament. If only politicians ran on facts and logic. Come on. 50%, please, game. Oh, come on. Can I afford to lose the love of these guys? Yes, they're at 7. So even less enactment time. We're down to under a year now. Sure, I'll have another uni, why not? What else does this market need aside from that wine? Well, actually, it could use even more wine. So one more of that. Start producing all the wine. And apparently there's so much a surplus of grain that it isn't worth using. It isn't worth using fertilizer on the grain. Do you produce anything else of use? No. It's probably worth us flipping to, yep, just focus on normal glass. Night's hog sauce. Cheers for hanging out. We could do a bit more glass production here. Although lead is now becoming ultra critical. And there simply aren't enough people here to run more lead mines. I think we're going to have to dial back this iron and free those people up to become lead mines instead. Two more months. Do we lose 2 coin flips in a row? Oh, come on! Yes, hate me, just get this done even sooner. Three coin flips in a row. How's it going? We're doing all right, Jester. I'm having a bit of a whinge because we've failed this 50% chance thing twice in a row now. We're up to try number 3 with it at 50%. We also had a whole bunch of like 10s, 20s, and 30s fail. Those are more reasonable. Once it got up to 50, getting a little bit grumpy at it. How are you doing? Hopefully you're having a lovely day. Good to hear. Okay, yeah, so we have a 50% chance of succeeding, a 2% chance of it advancing, which just means that the odds of winning next time go up by 10% or so. Debate triggers an event that basically can trigger an event that either says like gain more chance but lose something else, or lose chance or pay something else. It can go either way, is debate. And stall is lose chance / fail. So complete success, progress towards success in the future, possibly success, possibly fail, explicitly lose progress / progress, well, regress / fail. So there's 2 good ones, 1 mixed one, and 1 bad one. No, we're producing the guns. Get over it. Why are you... No. You must love me. Russia's trying to attack me, it would seem. He thinks of us as his natural subject. Marjitan wants to be in alliance. Who are you? No, I want to know who you are. No, I'm not interested in being your friend. I mean, it's pretty the same as the EU4 system for sieges, right? There's win siege, advance siege, make no progress. Except that the make no progress stage here also has a go backwards instead of go forwards. So it's in some ways similar. They heard everyone loved the EU4 siege mechanic, but decided it wasn't annoying enough, so they added a chance to lose progress. Ouch. Let's get ready, because this might be our victory at last. Oh, for 3 50% in a row. At least radicals are decreasing. Everyone's happy enough. Is loyalists increasing? No. Our loyalists are grumpy. The rich aren't getting richer. Even more sulfur and coal. Actually, there's tons of capacity here for more coal, but it doesn't produce coal. What about tobacco? Yeah, 2 more tobacco would fit. There isn't more space for things we need here. At least not until this tech finishes and we get the extra little bit of infrastructure. Infrastructure base. Base infrastructure everywhere. Are there any produced goods still in desperate need? Clothing. So we could build a basic clothing thing here. Non-fancy clothes, but do use everything. We could check whether our existing ones are using tools. There was a tool placed down here that might want to upgrade to steel. Absolutely not. What about the existing? Yep, it makes more money. Nope, that loses money. Yes, that makes more money and frees up people to work in other jobs. Yes, that makes more money. Alright, here we go. 70% chance now. I must have had an event while I was dealing with these other things that gave us the +20 ruler takes a position on the issue. Yep, by royal decree plus 20. I got too distracted by building to notice that event, and that was actually very poor play of me. What do you spend for technology advancement? So you get a default rate of 50 tech points per day. And to increase that rate, you have to build extra unis. And it's also limit the cap. The cap is raised by having high literacy, which is modified by your schooling law. So if you have no school laws, or if you then your population basically doesn't be very literate. And as you have more appropriate school laws, and eventually, I think actually private school laws will be best eventually once you're rich enough. But public schools to begin with is the most, well, these two are the beginner ones, and then that one eventually is better. Yes! Pause. Not there. Where does it live? It lives here. Surf's up. Starting as a nation with serfdom, enact worker protection labor laws. Once the coin flip was a 70% coin flip, we succeeded. Alright. Alright. And with that, it is way too late in the at night. It's 7 a.m. in the morning here. I should have gone to bed ages ago. I didn't think it would take this long. We will throw you guys along to Dark Young, who is a favorite streamer of mine, also playing Victoria 3. He was playing Victoria 3 with us just yesterday in the Great Big MP game that we streamed. And I'm happy to support him. Thank you all for hanging out. If it's your first time watching, hitting that follow button will let you know when I'm live again. Expect more VIC3 speedrunning. Peace. Cheers.